Hello everyone, today I would like to show you our guide for random spawn system and how you can use it and implement it for your own mobs. So from now I would start to show you the random file first because that's very important to change. So first you need to change the word here, so you can change it to your word, and if you want to change it very fast you press Ctrl F like this, and then you copy and paste it like that, and then you just change it the title, for example, I don't know, whatever it is, you can change it like that, and then you just hit replace all, and that's it, all the magic. It's one click and it's super simple. It takes you literally a few seconds to change it. So this is how you can change this file very easily. Over here you see the chances, and the chances you can change it if you like, you want to experiment it. What it means that the dummy which is spawning your animals and mobs and so forth and so on will have a higher chance to get spawned. So for this file it's 1, right, because this file this whole file has is called large. So yeah, so this is the very high uh, chance for the spawning. This is the highest. This means 100%. If you lower it, go for it if you want, but then again you're gonna have to test it if you have enough of what you want, or you don't want. So I think this is pretty much it, and there are some plugins. If you use the, what's it called, iris, there are some add-ons for it, and you can add the iris biomes over here as well. They have everything written on their wiki, so please check that out if you're using iris. But yes, it can be used with iris as well. It works. I already tested out, but you need to change it. Let's go to the mob file. So now you can see actual dummies. These are the dummies. What it does, it only spawns and for 2 seconds, and it's invisible armor stand, and then it actually disappear. But it runs this skill and this skill, which is important. This skill is important only in case that there are some not errors, but it's like some of the mobs sometimes don't subtract the score, or some you know, some things can happen. So in case of debug, I add this kind of a score error system which actually can debug them itself by the time. So you're not gonna get stuck at the 200 score, which I'm gonna explain you quite in more detail later on. And then it goes the simple skill, which is actually going to spawn your animals. You can also lower this chance. Again, this is 100%. You can lower it to 0 point something, whatever you like. But again, I wouldn't recommend this to change, because it's too many things to change, and then you're gonna go in a loops, and yeah. Um, Now I will show you the readme, because I have created readme for you. So you're gonna also have to go to, or you can copy and overcopy the config in a folder which you download, and in a config this is changed. Um, this is very important for the system to work, otherwise it will not work, because the system use add, and you need to set this to true. Okay, so in MythicMob config you need to find this line and set this to true. Otherwise, if you didn't change anything in that config, you can just copy and paste the config which I included in the files. And then we have a system which adds the weight. For example, here is 200 and 500. You can create your own as well. I will show you how to. And again, the high, medium, low, that means that as I showed you, that's actually in the random spawn YAML it's 1 or 0.7 and 0.4. Then there is also non-premium and premium versions, which is MythicMob Premium and free version. Okay, now how the system works and how to add it to your own animals or mobs. You basically only need to add these two lines to them under the skill file. Yeah, so if you add these two lines, that's it. It works. It's gonna basically each time that this mob will spawn, it will start actually adding to the weight. And there are some different types of scores. You can, if it's for example model engine, I'm using for our animals 8, right? Because it has 8 and between 8 and 10 bones, so I decided to use 8. What it means that there won't be that many animals on the map, because you have more people on the map. Okay, that's fine, you're gonna have more animals, but the limit is set. So then the weight, once it hit 200 or 500, it will not spawn anymore, unless there are some nests and other animals which are spawning some animals, but it won't go that far above 200. It will go like 220 or something like that. And but the system itself will stop working unless by the time how the mobs despawning, how the mobs and by the time also it lowers the score until it's again, you know, under the 200. So it's really working constantly. So I mentioned some strong parts of the system. So you have many options to change chances, the values, lots of ways to change things. So you can really have complete control of what is being spawned and complete control how many and yeah, and what type you want to change and so on. Yeah, of course, you can adapt it to your own server. So this is for the README, and now I will show you the skill file. So as you can see, these two lines are important for the scoreboard system, and now I show you why. And I will show you, for example, the premium right now. So as you can see, the placeholder will call this skill, right? And it will start. It will actually fire these two lines. One line is responsible for the night, and one is for the day. And here's the condition. So this is 200. Yeah. If you change this to 5 or to 1000, you can have your own kind of a limit. Yeah, you can change the limit. If you think that 500 is not enough for yourself because you have too many pliers, or you want just simply more stuff, you can have more stuff by changing this. And right, so over here, this is the line which summoning the animal. For example, here it's Robin, right? So what you can do, you can just copy this whole thing and copy it with delay. The reason is because it's working better in case of adding score into the scoreboard. And then you just copy and paste it like this. It needs to be exact spacing, yeah. And each of this spawner has, because the entity exists 40 ticks, so you have 40. You can have 40 animals here, of 39. I think 39 you can have here, and it will still spawn. So because it's premium, you can use the random placeholder, which gives you even more kind of variety and of course more options. If it's not premium, it will be simply 1, 2, 3. But with premium, you can have placeholder. Radius, yeah. For some servers, some settings, you know, of how the animals will spawn, in what range. This is maybe too much for some servers. For some servers, it's fine. But what it means, if the entity spawns around you, let's say the armor stand, the dummy spawns, for example, 15 blocks from you, and then it spawns 50 blocks this animal from the location it exists, well, probably it will be too far for you, and the animal will despawn immediately, because that's what the system does. It also despawn the animals if the players are not in a certain range. Then we have the chance here. So if you, for example, have some bosses, right, and you don't want them to be, let's say, too often, you can lower it here, and you can go even, for example, low as this, because what it means, this is a 5%, this is 90%, this is one means 100%. Okay, so you can really play with it as much as you like. This line is actually global cooldown for this whole skill. If the global cooldown you put like 1000, then it means that 1000 ticks this skill will not be fired. Okay, in a worldwide basically. So I set it to 200, so you don't see that many animals, and I do not recommend to go much lower, because this is already quite it's like, this is only 10 seconds. So unless you have lots of players and you want for each player you want something, but yeah. Alright, so you know how to, now you know how to add the your own bosses, animals, whatever you want, and now you also know how to change the score. It's all same, so this is all copy and paste, you can change it. And my tip is spread them through these 3 skills. Yeah, don't have everything in one, okay, because it's really, yeah, I don't recommend that. One more maybe thing, there is a chance as well here, okay, but this is I don't recommend to change this, because some things is better to have solid, unless you really want to prompt it up. If you say, for example, 3, if you put 3 here, it means that there are 30% now, which is 100% more than 15 for this line to get you know, to start it. I would really keep it in 15, because that in my kind of test I find out that this is better not to touch. Okay, so this is the file for the skill, and now I will show you some simple animals, how does they work. So over here you see that this is the global score. You need to add to your whatever you're adding to the system, okay, because otherwise they will not have the weight. I mean, they will be spawned, of course, but you want them to be limited probably. If you don't need to add it. Yeah? If you don't want to, you don't need to add it. But I recommend to do it, because it also gives a little bit control over what is going on your server. So again, I will go back to the Readme. So again, don't forget to change the word in the random file. Don't forget to change this generate spawn points to be set to true. Okay. Also, if you have bigger or smaller server, by the size of the server, pick your weight value score. And also, I would start testing on your server with the high, and then I would start putting medium onto your server, because it actually it's much logical to start from the highest, because if you see lots of animals, too many of them on your server, well, then you probably want to go lower. So yeah, but if you don't see any, then it's a bit harder to find if it's working, because lots of people first they think that it's not working, but it's actually the setting of the server is too low. And yeah, so I would start from the highest point and then go to lower. If you want to add something on your own, like new animals, you can add them just in the skill file. You can add those summon lines. You can just copy and paste it and add your mob over there. And if you want to add them also into the weight system, you need to add some of these lines, right? There are lots of different options. You can set it with 2, 4, 16, 8 and 1. And I think that's it for the system. So maybe later on in the future I will also check for the pliers, for the amount of pliers. I will see. Maybe I am very busy at the moment, so we'll see how things are going. If you have any other question, please let me know on the Discord. I will gladly answer and give you some support if you need. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you. Bye bye.